I'm Juliette Cowall. I'm an advanced master gardener for Kent County and a master composter of Ottawa County. So I had been a master gardener, and that was interesting and so on. Then I found this book. It's called Teeming with Microbes, The Gardener's Guide to the Soil Food Web. And I picked it up and I thought, oh, this is going to be really technical and scientific, and then it was actually fascinating. And then about a year later, I found that they were offering the compost class. Gardeners, but most of my audience, most of the groups I speak to are home gardeners and garden clubs. The benefits are many and vast because of the size of agriculture. In Ottawa County, they are doing some composting with farmers, and they're not only taking the product from livestock, but they're then putting it into, it's called a digester, but composting it and then putting it back on the fields. And so, economically, ecologically, there is no downside to compost. The environmental benefits of a composting site itself is twofold. One is that if it's being used for that, then landfill. And it's giving back to the earth. The nice thing, and I haven't seen this done yet, but one of the really nice things to do, which would be great in agriculture, is when they do have a field that they decide they're not going to plant anything in, that they're going to let lay fallow, to actually make that a composting site for a year and maybe even